and welcome to the Financial Goddess channel. In today's video, I'm going to focus on speaking predominantly to startups, although the topic that I'm going to discuss today is also very well fitted to more experienced business owners. So what I wanted to bring to your attention today is the last 2 years of research that I have done around business owners and productivity and efficiency. And the focus of my research has been predominantly looking at distractions and in particular social media, how they impact the business owner's both mindset, productivity, and ability to achieve their goals. Now, the subjects of my research are unaware of it. It was during the course of both working with my own clients and overall looking at how business owners or people that on social media put a title such as CEO, business owner, visionary, how they interact with social media, how often they interact during the day, and the quality of the interactions that they have. The purpose of my research was to help my clients in the long term when it comes to business coaching, to help them realize the impact that it has and how certain habits in your life can in fact be detrimental to the overall success of your business. So some of those findings I decided to share with you today. They might be already something that you're aware of, and if not, I hope that you find this topic informative and quite interesting. The first thing that really doesn't cease to amaze me is how many people there are on Facebook that claim to be business owners, entrepreneurs, operating whatever title you want to use. There has been some around mompreneurs, etc., etc. There's so many different solopreneurs. There's so many different titles that effectively all fall into the same category as someone who is claiming to run and operate their own business. What I found particularly interesting in the research I have conducted over the last 2 years is the volume of time that they've spent posting on social media and commenting on social media. Now, I also take into consideration that about only 6 months of my research has started prior to the COVID pandemic, and I do acknowledge that as part of the COVID pandemic and everyone that has been in a lockdown, that would have certainly an impact on how people have been using the social media and quality of it. However, what I'm talking about more here is being proactive within the business and very quickly identifying what sort of behaviors were helpful for people and what has actually been detrimental, whether it is to their business reputation or to overall success of their business. So one of the first distractions that I've noticed, and again that's specifically talking about business owners, is the volume of time that people spend, especially on Facebook, scrolling through the newsfeed at all times of day and night, feeling the need to comment on photos and pictures and likes and reactions and all that sort of thing. And I started measuring how much time certain individuals that claim to be running businesses are dedicating online. Now, I know myself, I run 2 businesses and I'm also a mother of 3 kids. I know myself that I have very little to no time of going on Facebook. And at best, that time would be in the evening after my kids are asleep. I certainly know for a fact that unless I'm on annual leave and absolutely doing nothing on a particular day, which is extremely rare occasion, I don't have the time to go and comment on my friends' photos and click on likes and things like that. So that seems to form quite a large part of distractions. The second thing is, and that one is more to do with the individual business owner's reputation. And of course, when you're a small business owner, you are the face of your brand. Whether you like it or not, that's simply the case. In some regional communities, such as where we are based in Cairns, it's not unusual that your business clients and business partners will also be friends with you on Facebook, as Facebook is used more than LinkedIn would be for business connections. However, when you're going around posting pictures of yourself in pajamas, drinking alcohol, having hangover, etc., that can quite quickly come across through social media as you being unprofessional and actually not serious about your business. One particular example which I wanted to highlight today was one of the ladies that was running a women's business coaching service. She's presented herself very well. If you look at the professional social media photos, it looks quite professional. You would think quite highly and respectably of her. And then all of a sudden, she started on her Facebook business community page, posting pictures of herself in her home office, having a glass of wine here and there, posting pictures of her being in pajamas and having a bad day. Whilst those kind of posts still get an engagement, all of a sudden, the credibility of her business brand and her business reputation undoubtedly would have suffered. The same goes for if you're a business owner. Of course, there is the networking part that we do as business owners, and then there is the socializing part. I find that it's quite unnecessary to post the pictures of all the drinks that you're having and all the fun that you're having. We are in a habit as a society to just, if you haven't posted it on social media, it almost like it never happened. But that's quite damaging to your reputation, because anyone that is scrolling through your profile or your business page, if they're seeing high volume of social gatherings with alcohol around you and you partying and you drinking, it's unlikely that that's the kind of reputation you want to attract for your business, especially if you might be a lawyer, or you might be a surgeon, or you might be a real estate person. Whilst it's good to show your human side, it's important to understand that you are the face of your business, you are the brand, and therefore you should be very careful with any content that you put out there, both in personal and business. One thing that I would recommend to you, that if you're going to spend any time on the social media whatsoever, firstly, that you do it outside of business hours, but secondly, that you focus on doing good quality of work, which means focusing on your own business community. If you can't, and that's especially important, if you can't afford to outsource for somebody else to do your social media, then the best time would be if you're going in the evening to your social media pages, for you to have a look and think about the content. And again, not just post things for the sake of posting. Have a marketing plan, a strategy behind what you're posting, what sort of message do you want to send out there, and why. And spend that time on social media building your client base or informing your clients as to what is going on in your business. And in terms of dedicating your time during the day, a lot of your time during the day, instead of wasting it on social media, commenting on people's pictures, etc., a lot of the time is genuinely better spent on you working on your business vision. Have a goal list, which I touched on my video on 10 habits of highly successful business owners. Have a goal list. I can't emphasize it enough. And I'm going to say it for a third time, have a goal list. For example, myself, when we get towards the end of the calendar year and we look at New Year's resolutions, I don't just look at personal New Year's resolutions. I look at the goals both for myself in personal growth and in my business. I also identify any skills in my business as a business owner that I might be lacking, that I either want to find an expert I can collaborate with or learn the skills myself. And that's my solid list for a year. I then break it down into quarters, monthly, weekly, and daily to-do lists. And then I continue to work on it. I hold myself accountable. And again, when I refer to the 10 habits of highly successful business owners, which is my other video that I have posted that you might want to check out, it's one of my key tips for you is to understand the distraction between opportunity and having good time management skills to make sure that you have goals and you stay focused on working on your goals. And you'll be amazed as to how much you can achieve in a relatively short period of time as a business owner if you have a plan of action. And the last thing that I'm going to touch on in this video when it comes to social media is this habit of forced selling through social media accounts. I'm sure you've experienced it when somebody sends you a connection request or a friend request through Facebook or LinkedIn or another social media, and you look at their profile and think, sure, I could get to know you and see how we can collaborate together, only to find that the very first email that comes from them is a sales pitch. It's unattractive, and if you're doing that, you gotta stop doing it. And if you're not, but you're thinking about it, don't do it. It's ineffective. It screams desperation, but also that's not the way to build business. I will create another video in relation to the best ways of building business and gaining clients, but it's certainly not through desperation. One thing that I'll tell you for sure, that it starts with building a relationship with that person and getting to know them first. If your first point of contact with me is a sales pitch, you better believe it. Not only won't I respond to it, but I will also block you and disconnect from you. And remember, social media is a tool. Learn how to use it properly and don't fall into the trap of wasting a lot of time that is detrimental to your future success. If you like this video, please click on the subscribe button to get more of those videos coming up soon. Bye for now.